Politics now is the pace of President Trump's cuts to the federal workforce are picking up. Jobs slashed across more agencies over the weekend. And now the so-called Department of Government of Efficiency may be steps closer to accessing the IRS system. And that contains sensitive information for taxpayers all across the country. Garrett Hake has more.
Overnight, President Trump's sweeping plan to reshape the federal government reaching the Supreme Court in its first major test. The administration appealing a federal judge's decision to strike down Trump's attempt to fire the head of a government ethics watchdog. How the justices rule on this case could have larger implications for the legal viability of Trump's strategy, which has faced more than 60 lawsuits so far. The president giving a potential hint into the legal thinking behind his expansive moves and coming under fire after posting over the weekend, quote, "He who saves the country does not violate any law."
The dominant objective of this administration is corruption and lawlessness.
It comes as Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE, is expanding its reach inside the federal government. On Sunday, NBC News learning an IRS worker affiliated with DOGE is expected to seek access to a highly sensitive computer system that contains taxpayers' personal information. The DOGE-affiliated worker seeking to identify fraud and protect taxpayers, an administration official said. And while the civilian workforce represents a relatively small portion of federal spending, over the weekend the layoffs and firings of federal workers continued to pile up nationwide, including hundreds at the Centers for Disease Control, according to two agency sources, as well as 400 at the Department of Homeland Security and 200 at FEMA, according to department spokespeople. President Trump touting his sweeping and rapid-fire efforts after visiting the Daytona 500 over the weekend, which included taking the Beast limousine for a lap around the track.
This country has made more progress in the last 3 weeks than it's made in the last 4 years, and we're respected again as a country.
But the cost-cutting strategy is running into some headwinds. The White House now trying to rehire safety workers from the agency that oversees the nation's nuclear stockpile, but are struggling to find them because they didn't have their contact information.